Whenever the time is right, certain souls incarnate to bring a particular energy to the world. It is most important in the next days and weeks to make time to be quiet and still and to ask to be prepared on soul and all levels for 2025, which is a crucial year of immense changes as the ascension process accelerates. Experiencing all that is possible on Earth is many times like living in a storm. But you are the true creator. You are the one that make your storm into a perfect storm. Ride with it, not against it. Your etherical hands are your divine guidance, your family of the universe, and more. This is a time of enormous and absolutely essential change in the manner in which humans interact with one another all across the world, one-on-one and nation to nation. Their presence can bring stability, coherence, and love when the innermost longings of the collective consciousness summon them to fill the empty spaces that were once part of a unified humanity. These souls embrace the opportunity to achieve their purpose. They are filled with joy because their time has come. Begin the journey. You are one of these beings who long ago made a commitment to come to the aid of the others when you sense them calling. All the navigational tools you need are within yourself and amplified by the divinity within your own soul as one with your monad and all that is. We are being lifted into the higher soul self, where our inner suns unite with the illumined suns beyond suns, and where all which has been encoded in our 12 and 24 DNA strands are being fully activated with the keys and codes of illumination and sacred geometries of the Metatron's cube, encoded within the suns beyond suns. You will find this cooperation within the realm of your heart. Then you will find that these etherical hands actually are you, that you are a very big part of the new creation. This new life, the new creation, is the way to live on Earth. Some say every person is an island. I say every person is an entire universe. You just have to realize this. The old is closing the doors now. The old will fall apart. What was the old? An imbalance. An imbalance that you already know the most about. I do not even have to tell you. But I will say this. You are the true creator of your universe. It all starts with you, within you. Ask yourself, what are you grateful about? Write it down on a piece of paper. Write at least 10 things that really warms your heart. It has been sought by many for a very long time, and it is now finally occurring, although that is probably not immediately apparent to most people. As I and others keep reminding you, trust in God, because only she exists, only she is real, and her will for you, which is always brought to fruition, is that you are eternally embraced and enfolded in the peace and joy that being in her presence always provides and maintains. Life is eternal and death is not terminal. It is just a massive change in your awareness of who you truly are and what it means to be conscious, alive, alert, unrestrained, in fact, totally free. It is to come to full conscious awareness that you are in truth a divine being created by God, and are, therefore, always in inseparable and eternal union with her. You arrived but had not awakened to the realization of why you were here. You didn't know that you were special. Then one day, slowly, you began to see a light that you had not noticed before in this lifetime, and you remembered it. You had an unquenchable thirst for a higher energy. You embraced it, basked in it, and integrated it into your light body. You began to thrive in a new way. This new energy and higher vibration lifted you to places you longed to explore even further, because the energy reminded you of forgotten vibrations of your spiritual home. As you settled into the new consciousness that you were experiencing, and became accustomed to the energy that was coming through you. You remembered why you were in this lifetime. It was more than just experiencing the third dimension. Your purpose was to shine the light you are now receiving from the higher realms out into the world. It is vital to go deeper within and to shut out all outside disturbances and frenetic attempts to distract. More than this, vital keys and codes from the divine feminine and divine masculine sacred knowledge are being downloaded to prepare us for the golden age of love and unity in ways we cannot even comprehend right now. Quiet time, connecting with nature is vital, yet also grounding all of this firmly into Mother Earth. Shift to gratefulness. Being grateful is an entire world. When you feel it, you will know it. Your world, Earth, will be blessed with greater love and compassion, more grace, and new friendships will flourish. And how will you act? What will you choose to do? I say, start where you are, exactly where your feet are. Your heart is the lantern that dispels the darkness. Your hands are the healing hands of your universe, the crew that you work with. Angels always work in groups, and so do you. You and God are one, but when you chose to experience the unreal state of separation from Him, you also chose to forget your oneness. Because you thought that doing so would provide you with more freedom than the state of infinite freedom, in which you had been created, already provided for you in every moment. However, the unreal state of separation you constructed and entered into did the opposite. You began to experience yourselves as insignificant, powerless individuals in a vast material universe that was completely unaware of you, and which could terminate your existence at any moment and without warning. What a terrifying state to find yourselves seemingly enveloped within, and with no possible exit except through total termination of your existence by the death of your physical forms. Thus was fear born, something unreal, non-existent, and which, of course, prior to that choice, you had never conceived of, let alone experienced. What you are love is completely and utterly free of anything that is not in total alignment with it, anything that is unreal. To experience fear was horrifying and shocking. For this to happen, you only needed the intention to be a conduit for the higher beings who have dedicated themselves to assisting humanity in its journey. This is not a difficult task for you because you are already doing it. As you keep your focus on your spiritual path, you are creating new thought patterns and sprinkling them like stardust wherever you go. A kind word, a generous gesture, an intention to send positive or healing energy to a person or situation. These are real things. They exist and become entangled in the collective consciousness. You are spreading seeds wherever you go, and when those seeds take root, they matter. They affect the world in some small, or maybe not so small, way. It may seem like a simple thing to smile at someone or speak kind words to them, but you do not know how important those things might be to that person. Even if you do nothing except listen to a person as they speak, it can make a difference. You are where you are for a reason. Each person is holding a space on Earth so that a light grid can be sustained. A network of spiritual seekers has been forming as the groundwork for a new reality. It is the new era of Gaia, one of robust growth and energy. Fear is a state quite unreal, which you can choose whether or not to engage with. It is a major aspect of your egos which encourage you to believe in it and engage with it in order to enable them to control you by persuading you to believe it protects you from dangers of all kinds. Momentary fear is useful to draw your attention to a momentary danger that could cause you injury or death. But when you allow it to direct the way you live your lives, it leads to the belief that you are not free. That there are certain thoughts, words, or actions with which you should not engage if you wish to be safe. Lack of safety is another aspect of life as a human in form that is unreal and which unnecessarily restricts you if you believe in it. Of course, your human forms, your bodies, are vulnerable in ways that can seem very life-threatening if you believe being alive as a human is a real experience ending at some point in the complete termination of your eternal existence. There is no way that your existence can be finally and irrevocably terminated, because you were created by God as eternal divine beings living forever in union with her in peace and joy. That true state is unalterable, and anything you may be experiencing that is not in alignment with it is utterly unreal. Your fears and doubts, your egos would attempt to persuade you that this cannot be true. That the truth is that you will only experience a short human life, followed inevitably by termination in death. And that therefore you need to make the most of it while you have the chance, because it will not last. Just remain focused on your spiritual journey. It is your true path. It is why you chose to be here now. It is goodness, peace, and light. Trust God and allow yourselves to awaken, instead of buying into the fears with which your egos constantly attempt to convince you, namely that your lives are permanently at risk of devastating injury. Deep within yourselves, you do know that this is not true, but your egos keep stirring up doubts, leading you to feel uncertain, lost, and even abandoned. Nothing could be further from the truth. Once again, I remind you that you do need to spend quiet time alone, or with a quiet, like-minded group visiting your holy inner sanctuaries every day. While there, allow your fears and doubts to fall away as you renew your trust in God, and invite her to enter your hearts to embrace and comfort you. By trusting her, you dissolve the unreal boundary that closes off your awareness to her constant presence, and you will feel comforted and at peace. And that feeling will stay with you throughout the day if you set the intent to remain at peace no matter what may arise during the day.